Yo, what is going on, guys? So, Battlefield 6 is coming very, very soon. Though there are a couple things you want to check before it comes out if you plan on playing it. We have the official recommended and minimum specs required for the game, which look good, by the way. I got into the closed alpha and the game does run good, so this is not really the concern. Down here at the bottom, though, you'll see TPM 2.0 must be enabled, UEFI secure boot must be enabled, HVCI capable and VBS capable. This is not something you typically see in a system requirements page. So we're going to go through and make sure that these things are enabled, because if it's not, you can't play the game. From what I understand, this is all due to the anti-cheat that they are using. It's just required. So the first thing you can do is if you own Battlefield 2042, you can simply launch that game. If the game launches and you don't get an error message on launch, then you're good to go and you actually don't need to watch this video. And if you don't own 2042, and I have not tested it with the other Battlefield games, the other way to check if secure boot is enabled is by hitting Windows R, type in ms info 32. And that will bring up your system info. You're going to want to check for a couple of things here in the system summary. You'll want to check your BIOS mode. This should be set to UEFI. If for whatever reason your BIOS mode is not set to UEFI, you're going to have to go to the motherboard's brand, the manufacturer support, specifically search your model of motherboard and how to get it set over to UEFI. But for most of you, it should say UEFI. And a few down from there, you should see secure boot state. This should be set to on. If it says off or not active, keep watching. If it does say on and it looks like mine, you're good to go. Don't worry about it. It'll run. If secure boot state is off, you're going to have a few more steps to go through. You'll want to first check to see if TPM 2.0 is enabled. So in order to check for that, you'll Windows R once again, type in tpm.msc, and that will bring up this little window. And under the status box, you should see the TPM is ready for use. And if your status does not look like this, you're going to have to refer to your manufacturer on your motherboard on how to correctly enable TPM on your PC. I can't help you with that. Next, you'll want to check to see if your Windows disk is set to MBR or GPT. In order to do that, we will Windows key X, and that'll bring up this little window. You'll want to go to disk management, and your C drive is where your Windows is most likely installed. If not, just go to wherever your Windows is installed. You'll want to right click on the left side of this window here, go to properties, go to volumes, and on the partition style, you should see GUID partition table, aka GPT. That's what you want to see. Now, if it does not say GPT and it says MBR, you'll have another step to go through. You're going to want it to, once again, a Windows R, type in CMD, hold Control Shift, and then hit enter. And that'll open up the command prompt in administrator mode, which is required, I believe. And then in this command prompt, you're going to want to type in this text. I'll have it linked down in the description so you can simply copy and paste it. And right here where the disk is set to 0, you're going to want to match this up with whichever disk your C drive is on. For most of you, it will be 0, but if maybe it's on 1 or 2 or something like that, you'll want to set the appropriate number for this text. But you'll paste that in there, you'll hit enter. That should switch over your drive over to a GPT partition. So now that the Windows disk is set to GPT, the BIOS is set to UEFI, you're ready to enable secure boot. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to head into the BIOS on your computer. In order to do that, we will restart the computer and spam the delete key, or for some of you, it might be F2 while the computer is restarting and booting back up. Okay, here we are in the BIOS. Your BIOS screen may look different than mine. It's just dependent on the manufacturer of your motherboard. But the settings and everything should be very similar. First thing you're going to want to do is go into the advanced mode. For me, that is right there at the top. This is where you'll have all of your settings, all of the different tabs. You're then going to want to find the boot settings. And then within those settings, you will look for secure boot. Secure boot is right here for me. Secure boot will either be set to enabled or disabled, and underneath it'll say active or not active or inactive. If it says disabled, you'll just want to double click it, set it to enabled, and then you can save and exit the BIOS, reboot back into Windows, and you should be good to go. If it says enabled, but underneath it says not active, you're going to have to restore your factory keys. So where the secure boot mode is, you're going to want to double click that, change it from standard to custom, and that will allow you to restore your factory keys. If you don't see that option, look somewhere in your BIOS for key management, and you should be able to find the option to restore factory keys. You'll restore them to factory, it'll reboot you back into your BIOS, and your secure boot should be enabled, and it should say active. So once you have that done, you're good to save and exit. Make sure you do save and exit the changes. I will not, because I did not make any changes, and we will boot back into Windows. All right, now that we are back on the desktop, we'll hit Windows R one last time, type in msinfo32. And now that we've completed all these steps, your BIOS mode should be set to UEFI. Secure boot state should be set to on, and you are good to go. You'll be able to launch Battlefield 6, no problems. One other thing, go ahead and, if you haven't already, you can preload and download the beta on Steam or on the EA app. Drop a like on this if it helped, and I'll see you guys on the battlefield. Peace out.